right away. Yes. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our 30-day script writing bootcamp. The name of the school is Lagos Film School. We are Lagos and Nigeria's most prestigious film school. My name is Damola Adenle. I am the director here at Lagos Film School. The pricing for this training has undergone a lot of changes, but it's actually 100,000 naira for the training. But we get to give discounts and all of that. This particular training is 25,000. Although I'm very aware that we have announced that the first week is for free. Yeah, so let me just leave it at that. I've explained on several occasions why we're doing the first week for free. What you get for free in this 1 week is probably more than what some other persons will package as a full course. At the end of this 1 week training, you would have started and finished the script for a short film. At the end of the 1 week, after you've learned all that we have to dish, you have two options. Option number one is to actually have three. Option number one is thank you for giving us a free class. Bye-bye. And you can take your leave. You have no obligations to continue with us thereafter. Option number two is you're like, ouch. If this is just 1 week, then what's more is waiting for the next 3 weeks because it's a 30-day bootcamp. Okay, and you could be like, okay, I think I want to join for the rest of the program. Here is my 25K, sign me up. That's the second option. There's a third option. The third option is after you're done with the first week, you might feel satisfied with what you've gotten and you might want to subscribe for a certificate for that 1 week. You can request for and be given a certificate for 10,000 naira for participation in and completing that portion of the training. So those are the three options, but don't let me flog all of that. That is not the main reason why we're here this evening. The reason why we're here today is to learn script writing, irrespective of the grammar, the pricing, or the whatnot. So let's take the next couple of days to enjoy the training, maximize what we're here to do, write a couple of scripts, learn script writing, whether you continue with us or not, be able to write sensible scripts going forward. All right. Any questions so far? Because I have a small challenge. Once I get to start presenting, I can't see this screen. So if you're asking a question, if you're typing stuff, I most likely will not see it. Owandum Onyebuchi. Good evening, sir. Can we get the recorded video of the training? I'm about to definitely. The class will be recorded. I'll post a link to today's class in the WhatsApp group. So if you've joined this training, but you're not currently in the WhatsApp group, please indicate so that I can send you the link and you can join the WhatsApp group. So subsequently, when I post links and such other things, it will be posted in the WhatsApp group. Inyoluwa Johnson, can we pay the 25K in installments? I don't know how to answer that question. And the reason is because it's just a 30-day training. So except you can propose to me how you intend to split the payment, if it makes sense, it's fine. Okay, did I answer your question, Inyoluwa Johnson? If you ask me, I personally don't know how you want to, but if you propose something to me on how you plan to split it into two, when you make the first payment, how much it will be, when you make the second payment, how much it will be, And if it falls within the 30-day period for the training, why not if not? All right. I'm sorry, I have a call for those of you who are just joining us. I'm just patching up and because the show must go on. So, excuse me. So let's talk about what is a screenplay. You know what? Let me be a bit unconventional. Let me ask us to signify how many people who are in this training right now. There are 27 people in the class. I was expecting nothing less than 100, but then our people are our people. All right, so if you're here right now, you can hear me. If you've written a script before now, any form of script, can you indicate, either give a thumbs up, drop an emoji? Let me know if you've written anything before now. Okay, Omole Omotayo, Merit Nwachukwu, Yuluwa Johnson, Anita Wandum. Okay. Okay. Nice. If you've done any form of script writing training before now, let me indicate, let me know. Okay, Nakuba, Precious Seed, Lucas, Merit C. Okay. Damola Oyedokun. Okay. So you guys have done some form of script writing training before now. Beautiful. All right. Then what is your goal for taking this class? Is it to get better at script writing? Is it to see what these people do? What else do they have? Let me just see if there's something they can give me other than what I know. Or rather, let me rephrase the question this way. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good do you think you are as a script writer? On a scale of 1 to 10. This one would require you to type. Anybody? Okay, Juliet 4, Anita 7, Lucas 7/10. Okay, one day Onyebuchi to get better. Chioma George 3/10. Indukauba 5. Okay, Inyoluwa 4. Precious Seed Adebomi 5. Okay. Okay. Ayokunumi Akinoluleye, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us for the class this evening. Damola, okay, 6. Okay. Now that we have this rough idea, I'm going to ask us towards the end of this week to rate yourself based on what you're rating right now. Okay. By the time we're close to the end of this week's class, I'm going to ask you to rate yourself afresh. Like this rating you gave yourself today. Do you think a number? So Damola, for example, says 6. So on Friday, I'm going to ask you. So when you said 6, Damola, did you really think you were a 6? Or I mean, in hindsight, would you have still rated yourself as a 6? That's not the question for today. That will be the question on Friday or thereabouts. Okay. Oyebuchi, my problem is plotting of stories. Okay, noted. Merit, Lucas, and Anita, same. On Friday, I'm going to ask you guys that in retrospect, would you still have rated yourself a 7/10? Of course, you know I don't know you, and I'm not trying to say whether you are above or beneath. I'm just saying. Okay? Yes, Doris, your hand is raised. You have the floor. Doris Emmanuel, do you want to say something? Yes? No? All right, let's continue with the class. Let's start with what is a screenplay. Yeah? In fact, let me start not with what is a screenplay. We'll get to that bit in a second. Doris, are you saying something? I can't hear you clearly, though. All right, let's continue. This is the first thing and probably the most important thing you will learn in this script writing class. I need everybody to be attentive to what I'm about to say. If you don't have something to say, don't bother writing. What did I say? If you don't have something to say, don't bother writing. It sounds strange, I know, but with time, you would understand what it is I'm trying to get us to understand. A lot of people put pen to paper and just write. If, however, you don't have something specific to say, writing will be more or less an attempt at futility. When I say if you don't have something to say, I mean, what is the theme of your script or of your story? Another word for theme is what is the message? What are you trying to say? Okay, so for example, let me hold off on that thought. I'll get to that in a minute. Let's just continue with the class, but keep that at the back of your mind. When we come full circle to understanding what that means, it will make a world of sense to you. So if you're going to be writing scripts and screenplays, you should have a basic understanding of what a screenplay is. Okay, screenplay is a written document that serves as the foundation for a film, a TV show, or some other visual media production. It is essentially the script that provides a detailed framework for the dialogue, the actions, and other elements involved in the storytelling process. What I'm trying to say with this is this. Why do we write scripts? During the cinematography class today, I gave them an example of why we write a script. So imagine if I'm the producer of the film. Other than Chijioke, Amamchuku, can the rest of us hear me clearly? Chijioke says, I'm breaking up.
Very clearly.
We can all hear me clearly. All right. Chijioke, seems the breaking up is from your end. Okay. Yes. So as I was saying, why do we write scripts? The first and the most important reason why we write scripts is for everybody who will be part of making a film to be on the same page. Let me say that again. It is so that every member of the team who will be making the film can be on the same page. So assuming I'm the producer of a film, okay, and you are directing the film on my behalf, and then I call you up and I'm like, so this film is about two people, Femi and Shegun. So the two of them, they've been friends from childhood. However, when they got married, their wife started causing a rift between them. So the first scene, we're going to start by showing the two of them playing beside the river while they are still in the village. And I'll tell the director of the film from beginning to the end. Then I speak with the DOP, the guy who will be shooting the film. And I explain to him also from beginning to the end, what is the idea I'm trying to film. And then I call each of the actors one by one, and I explain to them the concept of the film from beginning to the end. Don't you think that at some point in time, I would either have added to the story or I would have forgotten some parts when I'm relating the story to Mr. A or Mr. B or Mr. C? Okay, to get everybody to be on the same page is one of the reasons why we codify the story. You write it such that everybody gets the same copy so that everybody knows the same thing as it concerns this film that we're making. That is first and foremost the reason why we write scripts. Okay? The second reason why we write scripts is the second reason also leads to why we write in a certain format. Scripts are always presented in a certain format. If you've read a Nigerian script before, or you've written a script for a Nigerian producer before, chances are that the script you wrote or the script you read wasn't properly formatted in Hollywood format. Most Nigerian scripts have a wonderfully wonky way of formatting. Okay, during the course of this training, you will learn the proper way to format scripts. So why do we write scripts and why do we format it that way? That's the second question I'm trying to answer. We do this, why? So that, because I know what to expect by way of, I've been reading scripts and I know how scripts are written. It is written in a certain format. When I pick any script written in that particular format, I can easily vibe with that script. Versus you give me a script that is completely in a different format from what I'm used to. It becomes a little difficult for me to vibe and flow with that script. Why? Because the format is just off this world. I don't know if we're getting where I'm going to with this. So we write scripts in a certain format so that when anybody who's a member of the team picks up the script, they can easily relate not only with the story that you're writing, but also with the format of what you've written. And then everybody can be on the same page. That's two. And then thirdly, the third reason why we write scripts. Now, a script has two components. I hope we're listening to this. A script has two components. The story that you're trying to tell. Actually, I said two, I meant three. The first one is the story you're trying to tell. The second is the formatting, the way the script is formatted so that everybody can easily understand it. The third component of a script is the instructions. A script is a blueprint, a manual for making a film. As a script writer, you might not know this, but what you're writing is not the film itself. What you're writing is the instructions that different people would carry out in the process of making that film. For example, the first line in your film says, interior day, Femi's house, night. Do you know what you just did there? For those of us who are very new to this, I would explain that at a later date. That is what we call the scene header. When you start a new scene in a film, it starts with something like INT that indicates that it's an interior shot. It mentions the location, Femi's room, and it talks about the time of day, in this case, night. What you just did, if you write that, is you've given the director and the producer direct instructions as to A, what location should they get? They should get a location for Femi's room. B, you've told us that it should be shot indoors, not outdoor. C, you've given us the instruction that we must light the shot. Why? Because it is at night, it is interior. All of those instructions you gave it by just writing the scene header. Interior, Femi's room, night. Am I communicating to somebody? Because there's a saying that when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. If you as a scriptwriter don't know what a script is, the purpose for writing a script, why you should write a script a certain way, you will constantly fumble. So that's where we're starting from, understanding what a script even is in the first instance. And why do we write a script? Three reasons I've given us. Number one, we codify a script so that everybody who will be part of making the film, they have the same material, they are reading the same thing. Different from if you were narrating it by mouth. Number two, we write scripts to a certain format and a certain standard so that anybody who picks it can tune their mind to what to expect, and your script will meet their expectations. So it is written in a certain format. Thirdly, I talked about what was the third thing I mentioned now? Instructions, blueprint. God bless you, front and back. That a script is a blueprint, is an instruction manual that gives all the crew members the instructions as to how to make the film. So those are the three major reasons why we write scripts. So when you write your next script, have those three things at the back of your mind. Okay, I also mentioned that the script is, first of all, the story you're writing. Second of all, is the format of the script you're writing. And thirdly, it is the instructions you're giving to the team members. Okay, let's go one step further. Why do we even make films? Can anybody tell us? Why do you think we write stories? Why do you think we make films? Why do you think this is even a thing in the first instance? Anybody? These things might sound basic, but believe me, without a solid foundation, you will fumble whatever it is you say you're trying to write. Is Deborah saying something?
Yes. Yeah, it's to pass message, to be
Okay.
able to pass a message across through the storytelling.
Okay. So Deborah says one of the reasons why we make films is to pass across a message through the medium of the film or the story that we're telling. Beautiful. Anybody else? Chijioke Amamchuku, you say for entertainment. Anita, for to entertain. All right. Anybody else? Deborah Christopher, okay, you've spoken already. Doris, your hand seems to be
Yeah,
raised.
sorry. I think she has said before, she mentioned storytelling. I think that's the main reason for
Okay,
making film, for
that's
storytelling, to tell
Adebola
story, for
Afolayan, yeah?
information.
Was that Adebola
Yeah, so
Afolayan?
that's it.
Okay, okay,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
all right. Anybody else? Yeah, please go ahead. Your hand is raised. Go ahead.
Okay, we also tell stories to, or we also make film rather, to tell stories.
I think we kind of lost you. Show me you are. Sorry, say that again, to do something about when we were not there. I didn't get
I
that
think
100%.
we also make film to tell stories about things that have happened in history,
Yeah.
events that have happened in history where we were not there.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. I agree. Chioma George, films are made to inspire and excite people. Yeah. Israel Dairo, tell stories, share ideas. Yeah. Sure. Okay. We're quite correct. A number of the reasons we've brought up for why stories are told are quite germane. Give me a minute. Same here. The link isn't responding. Give me a minute, please. Let me just attend to those who are having challenges in the group. Class is going on. Okay, Israel Diary, I see you've been attending to them in the WhatsApp group. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Okay, so all right. I'm hoping that they will be able to connect to the class. Let's continue. I've reposted the link. Let's hope they can get across with that. Yes, so I was talking about why do we make films. Remember, I'm setting the stage, the foundation for what we're about to learn so that we can write stellar scripts. Understanding what we do and why we do what we do, we go a long way to help us do what we need to do. How many times did I say do in the same sentence now? God forgive me. Okay, so why do we make films? Or rather, why do people watch films? First reason, where everybody knows it, is to get entertained. Another reason, however, why people watch movies is to escape. Let me say that again. People watch movies to escape. Escape what, you might ask? To escape their day-to-day lives. They want to get lost in another world. Who is creating that world? You. How? With the story you're telling. Is there a gamer here? Is there anybody who plays games here? Although I know there are more ladies than men in the group, in the training. But is there any guy here who's a gamer? Show yourself. Anybody?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Gamer.
All right. All right. The ladies too. You might not be playing FIFA or soccer or PES or shoot 'em up games, but same thing happens when you're playing any of these Android games. So what exactly am I alluding to? When you're playing a game and your character wins, what do you do? Yes. Or when you lose. Does that happen when you're playing games?
Yeah, gives you a
Yeah.
kind of high rush, sort of.
Exactly. Now, should I tell you what exactly is going on when that happens? You transport yourself into the game. You are more or less the player in the game. Anything that happens to that player in the game is as good as if it happened to you. It's the reason why if you lose something, it pains you in the physical world just as much as it pains your character in the virtual world. Am I communicating? You see, that same way that you have transported yourself into the game is the same way audiences, by the way, remember that you are also an audience, is the way when you're watching a film, you like a certain character so much. Yeah. If something bad were to happen to them, maybe let's say somebody is coming from behind them, trying to creep up on them. You're like, look at your back, behind you. Why? Because you have found a way to connect with the character on the screen. It's almost as if that person is representing you. It's the reason why when they go through heartaches or heartbreaks, you feel bad. When they win, you laugh, you smile. Whatever it is happens to them, you mirror their emotions. Why? Because you have essentially gotten lost into that world that the writers and the filmmakers created. Subconsciously, that is what we all do. You get lost in that world. So what does that teach us? What exactly am I trying to say with this? For every time you put pen to paper to write a story, to write a script, what you're doing essentially is you're creating an alternate universe, a new world that audiences want to immerse themselves inside. They want to get lost in the story you've written. Whether it's a 60-second short film, whether it is a 1.5 hour feature-length film, whether it's a series that will run every week, once it shows up on the screen, they lose themselves inside what you've written. They escape from their own everyday life and they immerse themselves into this new world that you have created. I might have spoken a lot of grammar. I don't know if we're getting.
I can get you, sir.
Well, with
Okay.
you, sir.
Okay. So the point I made is we filmmakers, either you're the writer, either you're the producer, either you're the director, filmmakers create worlds. Audiences find a way to escape into those worlds. Here's a good example. Have you wondered the reason why comedy sells a lot in Nigeria? Horror films don't sell. Action films, and maybe, but anything comedy sells a lot. Have you noticed?
Yeah,
Yes.
Do you know
yeah.
why?
Yes.
The audience, the population is more receptive to comedy. Like Nigerians try to escape
Why?
their
That
day
is
to
a
day.
fact. I agree. The
Nigerians
population is more receptive to comedy. I agree. But the question is why?
try to, most people, the prevalent situation in the country drives most people to seek avenues to to escape those situations.
Now you're getting what I'm saying. By default, most people's lives are miserable. They want to escape the miserableness of their lives. They will readily throw themselves into anything funny, anything comedy. If you do something too serious that looks too similar to their day-to-day life, or more, they're not going to watch you. It's as if you're reminding them of what they are going through. The story is too similar to what they would readily want to forget. Am I communicating to somebody here?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the reasons why people watch films is to escape. Let me tell us another reason why people watch films. This is extremely interesting. Everybody has fantasies. And a lot of the fantasies going on in your head, you dare not carry it out. E.g., I know that there are some people who want to do twosome, maybe even foursome, but you can never ever try it in this life. So when you see on the screen some people talking about or trying to do a threesome, your antenna, your ear will be like this. You want to watch them play out your fantasy. Let me say that in simple English. People love watching on the screen. They love watching people do what they dare not do. You see people who wish they could carry a gun and go and shoot every idiot on the road. They can't, so they rather watch an action film where somebody carries gun and shoots every idiot on the road. Am I communicating?
Yes, you are.
Yes. So people love seeing other people do what they wish they could do. All of these things I'm saying is to give you ideas of the kind of material you should write that can easily connect with people. Okay, let me read some comments. Nigerians like happy ending. Nigerians need an escape. Israel Dairo. Okay. Yes, because it's basically a mix of people escaping from their reality and they put themselves in a happy mood by laughing. Okay. Precious seed. Real, it's really a setback for someone like me that has thriller ideas mainly. We'll look at how to go about that. Precious seed. Shomuiwa Abigail Lulufumi. Comedy releases dopamine in the audience, which is the feel-good hormone. Yeah, true. Oyebuchi, the audio is cracking. Hey, yeah, can't get you clearly. Oyebuchi, I think is the network from your end. Kindly log off and log back in. Plus, again, the class is recorded. So before the end of the day, I would have put up a version on YouTube. I'll send the link to the group. So if you miss out anything in the class, you can always rewatch. All right, moving on. The reasons for people watching films goes on and on and on. I can give you like 6, 7 different reasons, but I think we should just put a stop at that juncture. Where I think we have an idea of where I'm going to with this. That different people come to watch films for different reasons. And the moment you can identify the reason why Mr. A is coming to watch a film, that way you can meet him at the very point of his need. Meaning you can write a story, make a film that is what he wants to see. And you'll be more successful that way when you write what people want to see. By the way, I don't know if you've heard this saying before, that you should write what you're passionate about. Have you heard that saying before? Some people say write what you know. Those are the two worst ideas you can give a writer. A, write what you're passionate about, and B, write what you know. Those are the two worst ideas, advice anybody can give you on the face of this planet. You know why? Number one, nobody cares about what you have a passion for. Nobody cares what your passion is about. It sounds a little harsh. I'm sorry. The only reason why we will care about your passion is where your passion meets our need. It is only when your passion meets somebody else's need that we now consider your passion. So if there is no overlap and you just go about pursuing your own passion, for example, you love writing thriller. No. Okay, except if you can find a reason for your passion, thriller, to satisfy somebody else's need. Oh, of course, it goes up. But until that happens, it is not going to happen. What is the problem the passion is solving? Exactly, Lucas. I hope we're getting this. The second advice they give is you should write what you know. Okay, so you're a guy. I put a call through to you. I say I need you to write me a script about a girl who was raped, and that got to her mentally, and she switched. It was as if a switch flipped in her mind, and that is how she became a serial killer. Like that's the story of Nigeria's first female serial killer. So, Mr. I want to write. I don't know if it's a Mr. or a Miss who wants to write trailers. I'm giving you an idea for one now. But if you're a guy and I contract you, I call you up to write something like that for me. Number one is, are you a girl? No. Have you been raped before? No. Are you a serial killer? No. But I'm giving you this, what's it called, to write something you know nothing about. What are you going to do? Because remember, what we're addressing is the advice that you should write what you know. But now I'm putting you in 3 different scenarios that you know nothing about. You're a guy, you're not a girl. You've not been raped before, and you're not a serial killer. But I want you to write a story about a girl who was raped and affected her mental health, and she has become a serial killer. Oh yeah, how do you go about it? Anybody?
Sorry.
Ella, your hands are...
Sorry, may I speak?
Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay, are you asking in general terms or with regard to the question, right? What you know?
With regards to what?
Or with regards to writing what you know?
Yeah, with regards to writing what you know.
Okay. I can't really answer that. I thought you were asking in general terms.
Adebola Afolayan, you have the floor.
Okay, for me, if I'm asked to write what I don't know, I think I will look for someone, I'll look for someone that's a story resonates with what I want to write on.
Okay.
Like I'll try to look for people that I will listen to people's story. Then from their story, I can get to write what I don't know, what I cannot relate with.
So what you're saying in essence is that you would research into what you don't know. Yeah?
Yes. I'll make research.
Exactly. So you don't have to write only what you know about. If you get given a subject matter that you know little or nothing about, then the next thing to do is to research. Simple. Okay, moving forward. Who has joined us recently? Shoromu Olufemi. Good evening. You're welcome to class. Matthew Precious.
Thank you very
Michael
much.
James. Okay, Michael James. You're welcome. Olumide Shinyambola. Good evening. Oduwale Michael. Siwe Claire. I hope I'm not murdering your name. Forgive me if I did. Promise Andrew. Good evening. You're welcome to class. I think Stephanie Enenta and Uzoma Adindo. I think you're also new attendees. At least I'm noticing you for the first time. Good evening. Welcome to class. All right, moving on. So I've introduced us to what a screenplay is a written document that serves as a foundation for a film, TV, or visual medium. It is essentially a script that provides a detailed framework for the dialogue, actions, and other elements involved in storytelling. The primary purpose of a screenplay is to guide filmmakers, including directors, actors, and other production staff, in bringing the story to life. These are what a scriptwriter does, but this is where I'm coming to. Hello? My goal for tonight is to get us to understand what is a story. Remember, I said that a script is three things. It is a story, the story you're trying to write. It is the format that you're formatting the script in, and it is also a set of instructions that you're giving to filmmakers to know how to go about making the film. Shay? Good. Before I get to this slide about what is a story, let me mention one other thing. There is one major problem in the Nigerian film industry. There are plenty. Let me speak about just one tonight. And it is called film education. Most Nigerian filmmakers know only about their area of expertise. They don't know so much about other areas of filmmaking. So they don't know what to expect from Mr. A or B. Neither do they know what to give, what Mr. A expects of them. So we keep fumbling around. When they fumble reach your side, you just make do with whatever you can do with it, and you fumble go the other person's side. It's one of the major challenges we have in the Nigerian film industry. Let me say that again. We lack what I call film education. Most people know only the details of their own area of expertise. Whereas filmmaking is a team sport. It is not a one-man game, it's a team sport. Can you imagine if Lionel Messi, the only thing he knows how to do is how to collect ball and score. Once ball touches his leg, he throws the shot and it will enter. But he does not know how to play midfield. He does not know what the defender does. He does not know what the keeper does. Do you think he will be able to survive or succeed as a great footballer? Precious is raising her hand. Precious Seed. You wanted to say something? Okay. I think we can all agree that he will probably not be a very successful footballer if all he knows is how to strike and he does not know about the other areas of football.
Sure.
Okay. So just the same way as in football, that even the keeper should have a basic idea about how to score a goal. Do you know there are times when a keeper has to score a goal, whether it's playing penalty, whether for one reason or the other he finds himself in front of the next goal post? You imagine if he doesn't know how to score a goal. So every member of the team should know what every other member of the team does. You don't have to be a pro at it, but you should just know enough about it. Same thing with filmmaking. A cinematographer should know about video editing. A director should know about sound. Whatever craft it is you do, you should have a basic understanding about the other areas of film. That is what is called film education. It is one of the things missing in the Nigerian film industry. Now, every other person can get away with that mistake. There are three people who must not make that mistake. I call them the three sides of a coin. Yes, I know that a coin has two sides. But when three people are now like equals of themselves, we can still use the coin analogy. So there are three people who are two sides of a coin: the script writer, the director, and the video editor. These three people I just mentioned are exactly the same thing. I'm sure you've never heard this before in your journey, but know this today. As a script writer, you are no different from a film director. As a script writer, you are no different from a video editor. I'm sure it's the video editor that will be cracking your head the most. Like, waiting consign editing a film. Duh. What you write is what we edit. No, you have already edited it while you're writing it. I'm not talking of editing the text now, like copy editing. I'm speaking directly to video editing. Voila. But anyways, let's just run with that for now. It would become clearer as we go on this journey that what a scriptwriter
Sorry, I
does.
didn't get that.
Sorry, you said what?
I said I didn't get that. The scriptwriter is also the director, the video editor.
Okay, let me say it again. I said the scriptwriter, the video editor, and the director are three sides of a coin. All of these three individuals do exactly the same thing, just from different angles. So let me explain. It is said that a story is written 3 times. Listen, I don't know if you've heard that saying before, but if you've not, it's a saying in filmmaking circles that a story or a film is made 3 times. The first time a film is written is when you, as a writer, put pen to paper to write the script. The second time a film is written is when the director on set starts directing the story. There are several things you will write that they might discard. There might be several things you didn't write that will be included in the story. There might be several stuff you wrote a certain way but will be modified some other way just so that we can get by. It could be based on fonts. Maybe we don't have the fonts to pull off how you wrote it. It could be based on availability. Maybe what we thought we could get, we can't get a hold of it anymore. Now we shall have to find a way to get things done. Maybe it is one actor. There are sometimes they are filming, not in Nigeria though. They are filming and one of the actors passes on. He dies. Now they have to find a way to finish the film without the lead actor. Something has to be rewritten some way or the other. So the director takes a lot of on-the-spot, decisions that essentially rewrites what you wrote originally. The third time a film is written is in the edit. During video editing, by merely putting this clip in front of this other clip can change the meaning of the story. You wrote a comedy, but I can edit it to make it look like an action film. You wrote an action film, I can edit it to make it look like a horror film. In the edit, the whole story can be rewritten. It's why it is said that the story is written 3 times. First by the writer, next by the director, third time by the video editor. These 3 people, if you're to say who is a filmmaker, these are the 3 individuals we actually should call filmmakers. Their input goes a long way in the final film that we will watch at the end of the day. What exactly does that teach us? One thing, it says that as a script writer, you should know almost everything that a director knows. It says that as a director, you should know everything a script writer knows and everything a video editor knows. It says as a video editor, you should know everything a script writer knows and everything a director knows. Do we get where I'm going to with this? I said at the beginning that film education is a problem we have in Nigeria. And a lot of people know only what pertains to their area of expertise, but not what pertains to other people's areas of expertise. And I said 3 people can't afford to do that. The writer, the director, and the video editor. They must know about every area of film if they are going to succeed. So let me make it very simple. You're a script writer and an idea just entered your head and you want to put it down on paper to write the script. If you don't have a basic understanding of visual effects and what kind of visual effect is possible or not, chances are that what you write, somebody else will delete it from the script because it is not realistic. Am I making some sense? Or you don't think like a producer as a script writer, and you write a script and they look at it and it will require 500 billion gazillion dollars to shoot it. Why? Because you don't know what a producer knows, and you're not thinking like a producer while you're writing. You write stuff that cannot be shot. Nobody will buy that script from you. But imagine if you think like a producer, you have a basic understanding of how a producer thinks. You factor budget in as you're writing that material that you're writing. Am I communicating? Okay. I contracted to write a YouTube script. And from commission to the day we launch it on YouTube is just 30 days. Meaning after you write this script, we'll go straight to location, we'll shoot it over a 4-day period. By the time we edit it, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we are launching that video and we're putting it on YouTube. If you have a basic understanding of how a director works and what it takes to direct, crew, cast, etc., it will give you a better understanding of how to write that script. You will know what works and what does not work. What can be shot in 4 days, meaning you're writing essentially drama, and what cannot work in 4 days if we were to spend 4 days on location. I said all of that to say this. I want to challenge you as upcoming scriptwriters, or maybe you're a practicing scriptwriter, but you want to sharpen your skills and you hone your skills and get yourself to a place where scripts you write, they'll be buying it like hot cake. You need to know more than you know this minute. You need to understand how filmmaking works and get that to show in the scripts that you write. Your end result will be the better for it. Your pocket will be the better for it at the end of the day. Am I speaking to somebody? Like I said, today's class is just to set the foundation and get the ball rolling. This is not the core of what we're learning. It's just to first off broaden our minds and let us know that there's a deep foundation we're about to dig. And like I said, it starts with first of all understanding this terrain called script writing. What is a script? Why do we write a script? Why do people watch movies? Okay, and then as a script writer, what should you know? Those are the 4 things I've addressed this evening. Okay, and I'm going to end with what is on the screen, which is what is a story? Because you cannot write a story if you do not understand a story. I shouldn't have put this up. I should have asked us to give me your own definition of what a story is. But then all of you will copy. you do Ojoro and copy what is on the screen. All right, so let's go. Since I put it on the screen, let's go. So what is a story? As you can see on the screen, a story is about someone. The someone we're referring to is the main character in the story that you're telling. Okay? So a story is about someone who is trying to do something. So you see this something, this goal, what your character is trying to do is the most important component of writing a story. And it is where most people miss it. If you've written stuff before now and you're wondering the reason why it was watery, we're speaking to that wateriness this minute. First off, you should have an interesting character that audiences love and they want to follow. Fine, no doubt. But above and beyond that, that character of yours should have a compelling goal. They should have something that their life is about. They should have something that they are trying to achieve. There's a saying that it is a tree that has fruits that they stone. Of course, why do they stone a tree? So that the fruits can fall. If a tree does not have fruits, nobody will bother with that tree. If your character does not have a strong and compelling goal, nobody will bother about your character. So what is step one of writing a story? Other than you have a strong, compelling character, you should have a strong and compelling goal. Why? Because of Mr. 3, the obstacle. Because your character has a strong and compelling goal is why the obstacle can make sense. So when something stands in the way, have you noticed that it is the day that you are running late that crazy things would happen and want to slow you down even further? Have you noticed? It is the day when you're supposed to meet somebody at 3 o'clock and you leave your house 15 minutes to 3 and you need 40 minutes to get to where you're going. That's the day that hold up will catch you on the road. Normally, hold up will not catch you before, but on that day, hold up will show up. On that day, car will have flat tire. On that day, conductor will say he doesn't have change and it will cause one problem or some crazy stuff will just show up. It is when you have a goal that problems show up. It is just a natural occurrence in this life. So when you write a story about that, people can relate. Why? Because almost everybody has been in those shoes before. There are 33 people online in this class. If you've not had this kind of experience before, let us know. Or rather, if you've had that kind of experience before, meaning you are out to do something, it is time bound, like it is almost like, is it true that it is at such times that something tries to even hinder you from doing what you want to do? Have you had that experience before? Let us know. Adebola Afolayan here, Jile Dada, Merit Sinwachuku. Okay. Precious seed, absolutely happens a lot. Damola, very true. Divine power, yeah. Are you getting what it is I'm saying? The moment you write a story like that, audiences can automatically relate. Almost everybody has been in that situation at one point in time or the other. So let me rewind. You want to have a strong character that has a compelling goal, and then there must be an obstacle that stands in the way of your character achieving their goal. You see that obstacle, the process of obstacle standing in the way of goal, that is what breeds conflict. Conflict is the lifeblood of your film or of your story. The bigger the conflict, the more conflict is what some people call suspense, by the way. The higher and the bigger the conflict, the more interesting your film will be. So what is your story about? What your character does, the actions they take to resolve the conflict, that is what your story is about. So let me start it from the beginning. You have an interesting character that has a goal, is trying to do something, and an obstacle stands in his way of achieving that goal. That is what breeds conflict. The specific steps your character takes to resolve the conflict, that is what your story is about. Do we understand what a story is now?
Yes.
Okay, if you say yes, I want you to write it in your own words. What do you think story is? I've described it to us. Say it, you're saying the same thing, but I want to hear it in your own words. That a story is about someone who's trying to do something and an obstacle stands in his way. That is what gives us conflict. How he goes about resolving the conflict is what your story is about. I need you to pick your phone. Either you're typing it right in the message box here, or you're typing it, what's it called? Inside the WhatsApp group. But I want you to type it in your words. When you do that, it will stick. Something will happen to your mind and you would truly, truly understand what story is. I'm waiting. 9 minutes past 9. We still have some 20 minutes, 21 minutes to go in this class. I want to see your definition of story in your own words. It's the same one I've given you, but I want you to write it in your own words. Let's go. Okay. Oh, okay. Precious Seed. The story is about your main character and a goal they are set to achieve, but are hindered by a setback which causes conflict. Okay. Esther Taiwo. A story is about someone whose action is affected by another person, which causes conflict. Okay. The mode of resolution is a story. Okay. Shoma George. I think story is about a character who tries to achieve his goal in spite of opposition. Beautiful. Divine Power. A story is about a compelling character with a strong goal facing significant conflict. The bigger the conflict, the more engaging the story. The plot unfolds through the character's actions and decisions to overcome obstacles, making conflict the driving force behind the narrative tension and resolution. Divine Power. Now, wow. Merity Wachuku. A story is Mr. Adenle trying to reach a screenwriting class. Then MTN and NEPA decides to do their thing. Main character plus goal plus obstacle. Nice. Nice. Yolua Johnson. A story is the series of events that unfold in the character's journey from facing an obstacle to achieving their goals. Beautiful. Lucas, a story is about a character that has a goal, but there's an obstacle in his way, which causes conflict. In line with this, he finds a resolution in achieving his goal. Okay. Michael James, story is a narrative. Emmanuel Julius, in my own words, story is about someone trying to achieve a goal and a certain interest and an opposition who stands against that goal, which brings conflict, forming the whole storyline. Okay. Julia Dada, a story is about a character, the protagonist, working towards something that they are passionate about, a goal. But then there are hindrances in achieving that goal, the obstacle. Their motivation is to achieve their goal regardless of the obstacle is where the conflict lies. Omowaye Sunday, stories about someone trying to do something, an obstacle is standing against him and what to do to resolve the conflict is the story. Okay. Deborah Christopher, a story is about someone who needs to achieve a particular goal or to handle a matter, but discovers some hindrance that seemingly prevents him from reaching his goals. Okay. Shomuiwa Abigail Olufumi, a story is the journey of an individual, a character, from the point where he sets out to achieve a goal to the point where he's faced with an obstacle towards that goal and his efforts to overcoming that obstacle. Cool. Shoromu Olufemi, story is me trying to become a success, but having to innovate my way through the thousands of bottlenecks that the country Nigeria puts in my way. Nice, nice. Michael James. Story is an alternative, is a narrative that conveys sequence of events. Okay. Some people still stuck to their original definition of story, which is not particularly wrong. It's just that the other angle makes it richer and it's easier for you to be able to tell a better story that way. Okay. Now, let me tell us a story. I want to see if you guys really, really know what a story is. So I'm going to tell us a story. Yeah. And it goes thus. So yesterday was Sunday. Yeah. I left my house and I walked towards the gate of my estate. At the gate, there is this shopping mall, Just Right. This ShopRite wannabe. They call it Just Right. So I went into Just Right and I was window shopping. I was going from stall to stall and then I saw this pair of black shoes, beautiful black suede shoes. And I stopped and I waited to admire the shoes. And then I went home. That is the end of my story. Beautiful story, Shay. Award-winning international level story. Nobody can tell me that story cannot collect Academy Award. Esther. Tomado Miloma said, Jajino. Omowaye Sunday, even you. It's not good like this, so it's not good though. Divine Power. You say says who? You people, you are not even. It's me that is telling the story. Look at my face, so it's me. Look at my face very well. Sarah Digun is not a story. Divine Power, very bland. I should put salt or seasoning. I don't understand. What's bland? Adebola, the story is about an individual trying to achieve a goal but faced with different situations or challenges. The struggle is okay. Wait. Oh, if you don't agree that my story is world class, then what do you think is wrong with the story? I'm assuming this story still has part 2, parts 2 and 3. Uncle Lufemi Shoromo, take your time, oh. Take your time, oh. Esther Taiwo it and highlight. Okay, if you say there's something wrong with the story, then tell me what the problem is. If you cannot point.
Okay, can I say something?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I think from in my own opinion, a story is supposed to have, there's supposed to be a conflict and a resolution of the conflict.
Okay.
So you basically just created a conflict which you never resolved.
And so what is the conflict in this case? What's the conflict?
You saw a shoe that you like.
Okay.
And of course, if you see something that you like, you admire, definitely you will want to buy it. So going on means you did not resolve the conflict.
Okay. Okay. Let me read some of the comments.
If
I'm seeing some interesting comments.
If you had gone back home and gotten your ATM, then came back and bought, I would have said that passes for a story.
All right. All right. All right. Thank you, Shoromo Lufemi. Thank you very much. Stephanie, you said no conflict in the story. Emanuela Julius, you just told us the opening scene. Chidiadi, is the story in the room with us? Merit, zero conflict. Okay, so we're clear, no conflict. Adebola Afolayan, you should have wanted to buy the shoes and can't afford it. Okay, Divine Power, where is the antagonist? Where is the conflict? What challenge did you face? Okay, somebody is getting close. Oduwole Michael hit the nail on the head. Number 1, no goal. Number 2, no conflict, which leads to number 3, no resolution. Shomoiwa Abigail Olufumi, the story has only a character, no obstacle, and no overcoming of conflict. You're right, but you miss the fact that no goal. That's the reason why there's no obstacle. Deborah Christopher, there was no action to get what you liked. Okay, Matthew Precious, you don't get money to buy the shoe, you can't admire. Esther Taiwo is trying to get a shoe, no conflict. The obstacle is money. The goal is to get the shoe. Okay, so I told us this story. Why? So that, because the moment you can identify what the problem is, you would make sure you don't get yourself in that problem again. The problem with this story, if you say there was no conflict, you're correct, half correct. If you say there was no obstacle, you're also correct, but only half correct. Of course, we know there was a character. A character went to the mall to do what? That is the problem. There is no goal stated. This character did not have a goal. That is the reason why there was no obstacle, which is the reason why there is no conflict. Of course, which is the reason why the story is bland, like somebody said. So all of you were correct, but could you correctly identify the problem? Why do you want to buy the shoe? So there's no goal. I don't know if we're getting this. The most important thing in telling a story is the goal. So this is the assignment I want to give you tonight, especially for those of you who've written stuff before now. Go and take that material you have written before and go and find the goal in your original material. These are some of the things you might discover. A, your character didn't really have a goal. Or B, your character had a goal, but the goal was not strong enough. The goal was not compelling enough. The goal is not enough for obstacle to show up. I'll give you an example. Let's say we are making a film. We're writing a story about a young boy called Davido, same Davido, who is trying to buy a pair of sneakers, and the price of the sneakers is 20,000 naira. So his goal, the whole concept of the film is he struggles, he does one or two small moves, he hustles, and then gets the 20,000 naira and go and buy the sneakers. Here's the question. How compelling is the goal for Davido, same Davido? How compelling is the idea that he's trying to raise 20,000 naira to buy a shoe? Wait. Or do you mean he's trying to raise 20,000 naira in 20,000 places because he wants to buy the same shoe for 20,000 people? Oh, okay, maybe that might be a compelling goal now for Davido. But for the same Davido, we know 30 BG. And the goal you're giving him is that he wants to find 20,000 naira. He's hustling to get 20,000 naira to buy a shoe. Is it a goal? Yes. Is it a compelling goal? Get out of here. It's not a compelling goal because we know he can easily achieve that goal. Am I speaking to somebody? Your character should not be able to easily achieve their goal. The moment it is easy for them to achieve the goal, your story automatically becomes bland, uninteresting, not so motivating. It's just there. Now, fine boy, and the goal is he's supposed to get this babe. The goal is so easy. Are we getting this? So like I said, I want you to take a material you've written before and go and review the goal of your character. You will see that there are changes you can make that can make your character even more alive vis-a-vis the goal that you give them to do. Hello, somebody. I don't want to chill here tonight. Do we have any questions? All right. Showroom Olufemi, please shoot. If you have a question, please go ahead.
No, I actually don't.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think I
Show
was
me why you
struggling
raising
with
your
the.
hands. Is there
It
a
must have been
difference
a
between
mistake.
screenwriting and script writing? No, there isn't. Screenwriting, it is actually, the name of what we do is actually called screenplay writing. Script writing and screenplay writing are essentially the same thing. But here's the problem. You see, the word script is amorphous. It is gargantuan in nature, meaning it describes a lot of things. You can write a script for a game. You can write a script for a web page. You can write a script for a novel. You can write a script for the president. There are different kinds of scripts. But the script we write, when you're talking about a movie script, that's a specific kind of script. Another word for a movie script is a screenplay. So if you say script generally, a script, generally speaking, is not the same thing as a screenplay. But if you're speaking specifically to a script written for a movie, then it is 100% the same thing as a screenplay. So screenwriting, screenplay writing, script writing, if the script writing is for movies, all of those three things mean exactly the same thing. I hope I've answered your question, Precious Seed. Shomuiwa, does this apply to prose too? Yes, very yes. It applies to prose because all of us are telling stories. It is the medium of story that differs. So tomorrow, we'll start from the 3 ways to tell stories, which is novels, stage play, and films. That's where we'll start from tomorrow to see the difference between these three forms of narrative storytelling: novels, stage play, and movies. So I guess that would properly answer your question, Shomuiwa Abigail, about does this apply to prose? But the simple answer is yes, it does. It might apply differently, but it is still the same thing. Precious said, oh, script writing is a general term, while screenplay writing is for a movie. Yes. Except you indicate that script writing that you're referring to is for movies, then you're perfectly fine too. Show me where Abigail. Okay. So any questions before we wrap up for tonight? Me, I have a couple of questions and a couple of things I still want us to do before we go. But I want to wrap up this half of the learning part of the class. Okay? All right, so while we're at it, there's 29 people left in class. Let me ask us this direct question. Nobody's asking you to pay money tonight or tomorrow or this week. I'm just asking this question as a formality. For those of us who are in class right now, how many of us wants to follow us all the way to day 30? As in, I mean, you want to take the paid class. I just want to have an idea. Okay, Iyeluwa Johnson. Lucas, okay. Okay. That name will break my teeth if I am not careful. Shomuiwa, okay. Okay, that's 4 or 5 people. Damola is here too. I want to, if a miracle happens before then, okay. Shoromolufemi, okay. All right. I just, like I said, it's just a cross section, just to have a rough idea. Emanuela, I want to, if God grants me the funds. I pray God grants you the funds. Divine power, I want to. Stephanie, I want to. Okay. All right. Now, 2 more things, and then we'll go. Number 1, we've started this journey. I'm hoping that all of us will be at the number 1, stage 1, at the end of day 7. Because I know some people will stop at day 7, and it is perfectly fine. Nobody should feel any form of guilt. We offered to do first week for free. So nobody should feel any form of guilt that they are doing just first week and they are not continuing. If that is you, you're perfectly fine. You're perfectly welcome. This is what we want to do. For those of us who will be going all the way, you're also our VIPs. You're perfectly welcome too. However, for some form of accountability and so that you can start and finish this journey, I would want each of us to, I should have written some sample message, but I want you to commit on your social media handle that you've started a script writing training. So you could say something like day 1 of day 30 on my script writing journey, or something along that line. I would not mind if you can include Lagos Film School in the hashtag. Okay, just hashtag Lagos Film School or use at Lagos Film School. Oh, that's true. Let me show us the handles for the school. Yeah, here. So for Instagram, we're Lagos Film School HQ. On Twitter, it's just Lagos Film School. Facebook is the Lagos Film School. So any of these platforms that you're currently on, I want you to do a post to indicate that you've started a day 1 of whatever number of days you intend to do in script writing. I hope we've not forgotten that the script you write as a result of this class, at least one of those scripts will be shot into a film for you. Okay? Such that when you finally announce yourself as a professional script writer with this film that is credited to you as the writer, you can build up audience to that level. I don't know. I know some people will get what I'm saying. Some might need a bit more explanation, but the way social media works is you have to build expectation towards an outcome. Okay, so announce on time that you've started learning script writing so that people can start perceiving you as a professional script writer. So when you finally launch and post a film that you made, or at least you wrote and was made into a film, we know that you have officially commenced. So if you'll be doing that, use any of our handles, mention us, tag us. Let's also follow your journey. Let's like your posts, etc. So yeah, I think that is about it. This is us on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. Yeah, and on business, you Google my business. So I don't know what that one is called. Okay, so I think that is about it. Yeah, see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Let's be on time. No LinkedIn. We have a LinkedIn handle also. So it's Lagos Film School on LinkedIn. So Adebola Afolayan, you can do us, you can mention us on LinkedIn also. My name is Damola Adenle. Can I find a slide to that effect? Here. Slideshow from current slide. And share. Okay. Is it sharing? Divine Power, please go ahead. So that's my name on the screen. My name is Damola Adenle. I'm the director here at Lagos Film School. Omowaye Sunday, thank you too very much. If you had to choose between a great character or a great goal, which one would you prioritize and why? Great character versus great goal. I'll still go with a great goal. Why? If you have a very, very rich, dynamic character that audiences want to follow, but the goal is weak, everything else will follow, it will be weak. But even if you have a dry, just bare character, but the goal is compelling, the goal will force us to follow the story through to the end. So you are always better off with a compelling goal than with a compelling character. Oh, it's beautiful if you can have both worlds. Interesting character, compelling goal. There.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comment, Deborah Christopher. Says it's an amazing start. Thank you too very much. Does Lagos Film School give room for internship? CWES? Yes, we do. Last CWES, we had over 25 people do CWES here from almost every school in Nigeria. So yes, we do take on CWES interns. Yeah. Emanuela, yes, sir. Sometimes I follow a story for the goal just to know how it will end. Exactly. So if you still have questions after this particular class, drop it in the WhatsApp group. I'll attend to the questions. Okay? Our class goes above and beyond just what we do in this classroom. You can always bring your question to the group and would answer them. Oh, that's true. One more thing you can do. You can please go to the WhatsApp group and give your opinion of today's class to encourage those who have not joined. There are over 200 people in that WhatsApp group, and less than 40 people showed up in today's class. That means there is still another 200 people who did not show up. I'd appreciate if you go to the WhatsApp group and give an honest opinion of what today's class was about, so that you can ginger others to also show up. I'd appreciate if you do that for us. Lucy is here. Thank you for joining us. Although you're joining just about when class is ending, but it's cool. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. I'm not on the WhatsApp group. Adebola Folayo, please say hi to me on WhatsApp. I'll send you the link to join the WhatsApp group. Okay? Any other questions as we begin to wind down today's class? Show me why Abigail. Please say hi to me on WhatsApp. I'll forward the link to the group to you. Lucas Emmanuel, you're also not in the group. Just say hi to me. For everybody who's not in the WhatsApp group, just say hi to me on WhatsApp. I'll send you the link on the WhatsApp group. Okay? So that would be Shomuiwa, Abigail, Lucas Emmanuel, Adebola, and Afolayo. Yeah, just say hi to me. Immediately after, I'll forward the link to the group to you. Why is it that all Nigerian movies, one we already know how it will end? What can you say about it? We'll discuss that tomorrow on Wednesday. It is because they are just not imaginative. They are not imaginative, that's why. Or the producer is the one dictating the outcome of the film. Somebody contracted me to write a script recently, and after the first draft, the suggestions they came up with just turned everything on its head, and it became your typical Nigerian film. Me, I was trying to write Oyinbo-ish kind of film. By the time they came with their own suggestions, it turned back to Nigerian film. What can you do?
Yes, because they wanted that in ideas, because they got money to shoot them. And they talk. They will give you something that is challenging. They will catch your audience for you. What is they going to shoot them? They wanted them the same. So the typical Nigerian film, now easy to shoot.
Stephanie, I can't hear you too clearly though.
Stephanie, why am I talking to Jesus? I need my Jesus.
Hello, Stephanie. Ilewi, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Although class has ended. Yeah. I said thank you for joining us. Although class has ended. Well, I'm just answering last minute questions. But the class is recorded. I'll post the link to the video in our WhatsApp group. I hope you're in the WhatsApp group.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay.
When did you start the program?
It started at 8 p.m. The class is 8 to 9:30.
The message I saw here is 9:30.
Oh, it must have been a mistake. I apologize for that. But like I said, I'll post the recorded video in the group, and subsequently we'll make sure that the correct times are reflected in the message that we sent. My apologies.
All right.
Am I forgiven? Should I get up? Did I get up?
Thank you, sir. I think I'm the one that made the mistake. I'm just saying it now, sir.
Okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Stephanie, it's allowed. No problem. No problem. All right, so can we officially close the class?
Yeah, sure.
Those who are for us closing the class, say aye.
Aye.
Those who don't want to go and they want to tabernacle here, say nay.
Please, we have to go, I beg. Aye, let's go.
No, we'll continue tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I beg.
All right.
So of us have to go to work.
The eyes have it. We'll continue tomorrow. But like I said, because the class is recorded, it makes it beautiful. I'll upload the finished video and send a link to our WhatsApp group. Okay? So thank you very much for coming out tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time.
Please drop a comment in the WhatsApp group. Your honest opinion, your honest observations about today's class. Just say it as it is. If you think it was trash, say it. If you think it was great, say same. Okay? But please drop a comment in the WhatsApp group. Let others also have an idea of what today's class was like. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. Thank you.